Hi everyone. Why did I feel like so infomercial? I don't know why I held the book like that, like I was in an infomercial. Okay, so I just got a book in the mail that I wanted to share with you. It's the StrengthsFinder 2.0 book, and it's based off of the StrengthsFinder test, which is basically a personality test. And it's not really the type of book that you're gonna read at night to like keep yourself warm at night. It's more of like a glossary of terms that you use to sort of analyze your results. So the strength test, what this does is it shares with you your 5 top strengths according to a series of questions that we're gonna take online. And I actually took this back in college, but it was like 10 years ago in community college actually. And I remember it being really helpful for me when I was thinking about what I wanted to do in terms of a career. I'm feeling like I'm a little bit stuck, I guess, and I need a bit of self-reflection on what I really want and what I'm really good at. And I think that's the thing. We often think about what we're bad at, what we suck at, what we can't do, or what we think we can't do. So seldomly do we sit down and say, I'm really good at XYZ, and therefore I should scale XYZ part of my business, or I should go work for XYZ company, or whatever the case is, you know? So I'm excited to take this. I feel like I look like a talk show host or an infomercial host with the book sitting like this. Not sponsored, but I do have a link down below if you want to order your own. I'm gonna go get some juice, take this test. I heard it's really long, and then we're gonna talk about my results. That like really stressed me out. I don't know why. It should not have been as stressful as it was, but I kind of panicked. Okay, so my themes, I'm gonna roll them out one by one, all right? So first one, so I guess this is my strongest strength, right? I'm really surprised by this actually. It's Relator, or Relator, I don't know how you say it.
Relator.
Relator, that sounds weird. Relator describes your attitude towards your relationships. This theme pulls you toward people you already know. You don't necessarily shy away from meeting new people, but you do derive a great deal of pleasure and strengths from being around your close friends, which I have none, so what does that mean? Once the initial connection has been made, you deliberately encourage a deepening of the relationship. You also know that this kind of closeness implies a certain amount of risk you might be taken advantage of. Okay, that's really interesting. So I'm surprised to see this as the number one thing. So it's basically saying that I value close relationships, which makes a lot of sense because when it comes to my business, when it comes to my work, and again, we're thinking about these things as strengths. We're not thinking about this as a weakness because we can obviously see the weak side of that or the negative side of that. But the good side of that is that I really thrive with like one-on-one work. I thrive with interaction with people. Like, although I work alone, I think it is still very important for me to be around people and to deepen relationships, whether that's with my clients, like if I'm working with a company, I want to have a good relationship with the company, or if it's, you know, my mentorship programs and things like that, I want to actually get to know those people. The next one is Activator. So I assumed something like this was going to be number 1, but it's number 2. When can we start? This is a recurring question in your life. You're impatient for action. Once a decision has been made, you cannot not act. So that sounds about right. I mean, I'm somebody who I'm very like, I'm strategic to an extent. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, you want a new social media profile? I don't know anything about you at all. Let's just get it done. But I'm also somebody who's like, I'm just gonna dive in. We're gonna test things and we're gonna see what works. We're gonna see what responses are. And then we're gonna kind of have a more detailed, fleshed out strategy from there. So that totally makes sense. I think it's good because it helps me be a go-getter. I definitely noticed that a lot of my peers they kind of get that analysis paralysis, and that's not something I've ever really dealt with. I see this a lot with like YouTube. A lot of people will ask me for advice. Hey, how do you start a YouTube? And I'm like, you literally just upload a video. Just think of a video and start. And you'll fail, you'll succeed. Like, you know, you're gonna have good and bad that comes with that. But my first YouTube video was a video of me sitting on my couch on New Year's Eve, making a beauty video, holding up lip gloss. Like, you know, you just got to get started and you'll evolve from there. Number 3 is Achiever. This helps explain your drive. It's a constant need for achievement. You feel as if every day starts at 0. You want to achieve something. And by every day, you mean every single day, work days, weekends, vacations. Yes. How is this a strength? I mean, I know it's a strength, but it's like, this is the bane of my existence is I'm trying to be less like this. 4th is maximizer. Excellence, not average, is your measure. So taking something from below average to slightly above average takes a great deal of effort and in your opinion is not very rewarding. Transforming something strong into something superb is much more thrilling. You choose to spend time with people who appreciate your particular strengths. Likewise, you're attracted to others who seem to have found and cultivated their own strengths. Now that's interesting. I definitely, when it comes to like peers and friends, I would say that's true. Like, I'm not saying you have to be a perfect human to be my friend, but I do think that it helps me relate to you if you have your own sense of self. Then the last one is futuristic. The future fascinates you. You're a dreamer who sees visions of what could be and who cherishes those visions. People often look to you to describe your visions of the future. They want a picture that can raise their sights and thereby their spirits. You can paint it for them. Practice, choose your words carefully, make the picture as vivid as possible. People will want to latch onto the hope you bring. Wow, I think that line or that little blurb was like the most powerful part that I've read so far, because I think this is something that's really gonna help me with my just selling, my services, because I don't do that. I don't ever talk about the future to my clients. And I feel like I know that people are driven and motivated by outcomes and, certain common themes that every person is motivated by. So maybe I need to think, like, reverse engineer things a little bit more and kind of help paint that picture for folks. If that's something that I'm naturally talented at, allegedly. All right, let's see what else this book has in store for us. So what's really cool about this book is it gives some ideas for action, and then it also gives ideas for working with others who have these personality types. So I think this test could be amazing if you're on any type of team. Some ideas for actions for Relator. Find a workplace in which friendships are encouraged. You will not do well in an overly formal organization. This doesn't sound like me. The weird thing is everybody is literally like, you're so business, you're so formal, you're so professional. So that does not really sound like me, but okay. Let your caring show. You might tend to withhold the most engaging aspects of your personality until you've sensed openness from another person. Remember, building relationships is not a one-way street. Proactively put yourself out there. I think I really need to do this. I'm really scared of opening up. There was a question on here that was like, my life is an open book. And then the opposite was like, I'm very private. And it's so weird. Everyone thinks I'm so open because I have a YouTube channel, but I'm actually quite private. YouTube is so controlled. I can choose what I share. And when I do open up, it's not that I'm ashamed, like, especially about the deep, dark sides of things, but I just feel like I'm always bothering people. Like, I feel like people don't care. Like, people don't care about my life story. People don't care about, what makes me sad or what makes me, I don't know. So maybe I need to really work on that. This is like a horoscope, but like way cooler. Like actually real, maybe. Okay, ideas for action for achiever. Select jobs that allow you to have leeway to work as hard as you want, and in which you're encouraged to measure your own productivity. I guess I'm doing the right job because that is exactly what I do. Partner with other hard workers. I definitely want to partner with more people. I feel lonely in this entrepreneurship thing. Maximizer. Seek roles in which you're helping people succeed. Coaching, managing, mentoring, teaching. Okay, this is really good news. I feel self-actualized. I feel like maybe I'm doing a good job, kind of. Problem solving might drain your energy and enthusiasm, if I could talk. Look for a restorative partner who can be your chief troubleshooter and problem solver. I skipped Activator. So Activator, ideas for action, seek work in which you can make your own decision and act on them. Make sure that your manager judges you on measurable outcomes rather than your process. Again, I guess I don't really have to worry about this since I work for myself, but if I ever do get a job, I think that's I've really thought about this. I'm like, I need to be entrepreneurial if I ever get another job. I need somebody who understands me. I don't think I could ever do a clock in, clock out 9 to 5 job again. I think it would definitely have to be, entrepreneurial for sure. Okay, and then the last one, futuristic. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but let's see what it says. Choose roles in which you can contribute your ideas about the future. For example, you might excel in entrepreneurial or startup situations. Take time to think about your future. The more time you spend considering your ideas about the future, the more vivid your ideas will become. Partner with someone with strong activator talents. Don't I have that too? Yeah, I do. Okay, that's good. This person can remind you that you do not discover the future, you create it with the actions you take today. So I guess that's a good combo to have, right? Okay, so I don't want to bore you guys with reading every single thing, but I'm definitely going to dive into this deeper for myself personally. This was really fascinating. I'm sure I'm going to learn more and kind of digest more of this as the weeks go on. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different than the kind of stuff that I normally do, but I definitely really enjoy these things. I think you can learn a lot about yourself. I think you can learn a lot about your team. If you're a people manager or even, like I said, a coach or a mentor, this is something that, if you sign up for my coaching program in the future, I'm probably going to recommend that you take, because it's just a cool thing to go through together. So leave me a comment down below. If you've taken this, let me know what your strengths are, and thumbs up the video if you liked it, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.